Welcome back to Northwest Elite Spirit, the channel you come to train your mind, body, and spirit. I'm Coach Brian. If you haven't hit that subscribe button yet, do that now. Now, this one is about my philosophy as a coach. My philosophy is that I share with you thought experiments that you go try and report back, and okay, now you can try this, like something more advanced. But I'm giving them to you to work out for yourself. Not just thought experiments, but diet practices. I say that if you want to have a stronger hold on your diet or a stronger approach to your diet, or you want to eat healthy, to eat something, anything, whatever it is that you eat. Document how you feel 30 minutes later, mentally, physically, and spiritually. So, like, if you eat something and a half hour later you're like groggy and stupid, slow, and your stomach hurts, that may be a food that you avoid. Also, you go to an hour and a half and 3 hours later, in an hour and a half, do you feel bad or do you feel good? And mentally, physically, and spiritually, or like your mood is what I mean by spiritually, grumpy, sad, whatever. And then 3 hours, and you go back frequently and you look and you can notice the patterns for yourself. So those are just a couple things that I'm talking about here. And I get a lot of feedback that it's not that simple, it's not that easy. And this comes from people, I think, who want to give over to experts, and experts who just want to tell you what to do. So you got people who don't want to actually take hold of themselves, or they want to, but they don't understand how, they don't know how. And then you have the experts who sell them on how the expert can tell them how to fix themselves. And I find experts are often just expert at selling you things. I think one thing this thought process leads to is things that are too easy aren't worth doing. And so we put off the easy things that will be a big help. And then things are more complicated than that, gives us an excuse to not get started. I need more thought. I need more input. I need more ideas, and we don't move on into action. The idea is that a task that is too simple isn't worth your time or attention. And this leads to procrastination and a belief that you can just do it later on. We can frame it like it's a lack of a challenge. And if something is a lack of a challenge, we don't get up the motivation for it. And then so we never begin with the excuse that it just isn't challenging enough. Another one that I run into a lot with people is I think they fear looking silly at something that seems easy. And so the fear of looking silly for doing something, for doing badly, or for stumbling while doing something easy is greater than the fear of starting at all. Without starting, we can easily misjudge the time it takes to get something done. So something that will take time to complete, we think we'll just whip it out like that and it'll be done. And so we put it off and it never gets done. Now, an expert will tell you it's not that simple, and you will tell yourself it's not that simple. And this, again, will lead you to put it off. You may seek an expert, but what I've noticed about this is people just jump from expert to expert. The action is in the action. Now, how can we deal with these things? Well, we can begin to see, to notice whether these things are truly harder than we're saying, or more complex than we're saying, or do we have a fear or an emotional trigger wrapped around this particular practice. If once you jump in, it is more complex than how it looks, break it down into manageable pieces. Accomplish bits and pieces as you go, and put them together as you go, and build from there. Give yourself a time limit. For instance, I want to put out at least a video a week. And so I have 7 days to film something, script something, and edit. And mine is kind of an open-ended 7 days. So if I do it in 1 day or 3 days or 7 days, it's fine as long as I have it done within that 7 days. Change your wording up. Instead of phrasing something or looking at something from the point of view as it's too complicated or it's too easy, frame it as this is something that needs to get done for me to get what I got to get done. Create a routine. And again, I have another example from myself. My routine is to find a space like I found today, outside preferably. Cool room is also good. And sit down, look for an angle, and then I begin to read and or talk. And reward yourself. Take time to celebrate. Like, I feel like this video is going pretty well. So when I walk away, I'll probably be like, yeah, like nailed it or something, And then that will carry over into my next task for the day. Accountability. I have someone in my life who says, hey, did you do your thing today? And hey, you need to do your thing today. And I do the same thing for them. I'm not going to say be accountable to everybody. You can be selective about who you're accountable to, and let them know your goals and your dreams and your plans, and see if your schedule, and see if they can help you out and you can help them out. You also hold them accountable. So focus on the benefits. And for myself, I can only say that I am my body of work. So if you want to see the benefits of, if you want to be able to predict the benefits of trying these things that I suggest, you can look at me personally. I have lots of energy, bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, balance, strength, creativity. All those things are going on right now. So you could look at me, but more importantly is after that, for you to try these things and then look at yourself. And that's how you'll know. You try them for 2 months, 3 months, try them on, be diligent, and note the results and act accordingly. Take note of your positive outcomes. Take note of your positive outcomes and then visualize the benefits. Like see it happening again. Quick email, quick phone call. Like say you should have called your mom, or you should have called your brother, or you should have called your friend. And you say, oh, it'll be quick. I can do that later. And the perception is that it's quick and easy and that you can do it later. But what happens when you do that, when you put off that phone call or that email, you begin to disconnect from the relationship. And if we do what we practice, if we practice waiting, we'll just continue to wait. We may lose a lot of opportunities that way. One way you can get around that is if you have 5 minutes right now, give yourself on your device or whatever a 5-minute timer and knock out that email or knock out that phone call real quick. Check it off the list. Filing documents and important things, like if you got a daughter who's getting a car or has gotten a car, gotten her license, or you have some sort of business thing going on, documents are important, and you may roll in with a handful of receipts or whatever, maybe some new paperwork to file. Dedicate 10 minutes to chipping away at that and get it out of the way. Check it off the list. Daily exercise. People believe that 5-10 minutes of intentional movement is not worth doing because there's not going to be any benefit from it. But I guarantee you that 5, 10, 15 minutes of daily exercise is very beneficial. And if you have 5, 10, or 15 minutes, just do something. You can even stretch. You can just yawn and stretch for 5 minutes if you want. Decluttering a small space. Now, who likes going around bumping their shins and their elbows and their heads or whatever, tripping over things? Take 5 minutes, get all that stuff out of your way, and it'll save you a lot of pain, agony, and frustration. So, in the end, too easy or not that complicated leads to procrastination, and we don't get anything done. Take note of where these excuses are really coming from, these phrases are really coming from. With attention, we'll see where this outlook is really coming from. And then we can overcome these barriers between us and accomplishing the things that we want to accomplish. And remember that small tasks achieved consistently are like little building blocks getting us where we want to go, or pavers getting us where we want to go. Don't let the point of view that things are too easy or too complicated get in the way of achieving whatever it is you're getting at. Once again, I'm Coach Brian with Northwest Elite Spirit, the channel you come to train your mind, body, and spirit. If you haven't hit that subscribe button yet, do that now. I guess you can call this one, is it too easy? Is it too complicated? I don't know that it is. If you found this video interesting, comment below, give it a like, subscribe, and share with like-minded people. As always, practice. Thank you.